It's Monday.
Happy Monday.
Hey, we are back. It is Making Moguls here on YouTube, 7 o'clock to 8 p.m. You know it's Mogul Hour.
You feel me? Y'all already know we got the king.
The one, the only,
Amazing.
Servagiano Alexander.
Uh-huh.
And if you ain't, can't find me.
You ain't looking hard enough.
Baby. And with me, we have back the amazing, the one, the only.
What's good, y'all? It's Empress, where the energy is tasted and the love is felt every time. And we are back. You know, we back in the bed. We came back with the sun, the energy, the vibes. You see Servagiano melanin glowing. That sun doing him justice. Hold up.
We coming out of winter and it's feeling right. It's
all right.
The weather been treating us nice.
Hey, y'all already,
finally, after all the rain.
You feel me?
And
then we got a special guest here today.
Elite guest here.
Heavy on the elite.
Okay.
Heavy on the elite.
I hope y'all really ready to get into this conversation. This conversation is gonna be packed.
Yeah, this definitely a new gem. I feel like that's on our board. Like it's a special little. Hold up, Making Moguls got this too. Yes, we are a multifaceted entrepreneurial brand.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Miss Erica NYC of Matka. I said it right?
Matka. So Matka means mother in Polish.
In Polish,
yes.
My business partner's from Poland, so all of our studios are named after something important in the Polish language. So we named the studio after his mom. He's like, but Matka's like, it's not just mom, it's like womb, like earthy.
Okay.
Like, you're
I like
connected, you know, it's like you're giving energy to people.
So get to
Yeah.
So Erica owns a few of the most amazing PeerSpace voted art spaces in New York City.
Yeah.
I'm still like, I don't know how that happens.
You just do
I'm
what
like, is that actually?
you just do what you do.
Yeah.
Just do what you do, and we're gonna have an amazing conversation around owning your own event space, about getting into that space, about how you handle that kind of business, and
sometimes not handle it, sometimes
and not
fail
handle it,
all the time and make a ton of mistakes.
I mean, that's how you learn. That's how you learn.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. Giving the gems, giving the jewels, but giving the hardship. Because y'all know entrepreneurship is not a 1, 2, 3 process.
No.
But y'all know what's a 1, 2, 3 process? The small wins of
the week. Yes, and that's where we always start, because it's either you win with us
or you watch us win.
And so every week we like to start off with a small win, something that happened during the week, something that you're happy for, that things are moving, and anything, because we so focus on the big wins.
It's them small wins that really make it count to lead up to the big win.
Small win for me is just getting into the studio every day, getting there early.
Okay.
Or
time management.
On time for me is like half an hour early before the client comes. Small win is remembering all of the things that the client wants beforehand. So if it's a seamless paper, if it's lighting setup, whatever, it's just literally getting that done before the client comes. That's every day for me. So it's just small win, getting on the subway, not spilling coffee all over me.
Yeah, that's true.
Just literally life stuff. So something cool that happened, another small win. In one day, we got a booking for a wedding ceremony.
Nice.
Small, 30-person intimate wedding ceremony. And then in the same, hour, we got a booking for, it's called a repass. You guys know what this is, but it's people who have passed away. It's like a memorial, like a wake, kind of like that. So literally in the same block of time on PeerSpace, we got messages for, wedding celebration, flip, pivot. Okay, hey, my family member just died. Can you host in the same space, same everything? And I'm like, wow, this is really. And I called my business partner. He's in New Mexico right now. He just came from LA. I was like, this is really, this is cool, right? This is we never expected that it would be, such an all-encompassing business where we can cater to both of those things in the same space, right? And the same attention to the clients and everything. So I was like, that's cool.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
That's a big win. So your business is growing and the connections to your business is expanding.
Yeah.
The word's getting out.
Yeah.
So listen, somebody passed. Condolences.
We've hosted one before. This is our second repass.
You host repasses. You host weddings you host?
Engagements. We've had
Engagements.
eight engagements. So we've just had our eighth
like
proposal.
Baby showers.
Baby showers. We
So
do
you handle the
parties.
whole circle of.
I had a rave the other day. I didn't know it was a rave. Christopher, I know that you had a rave in my studio. So it was a guy. It was a guy who came in.
Please
and he,
disclose raves.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry.
So he, client that booked just like small, chill party, whatever, and turned into an overnight, like charged tickets, put out a thing on Eventbrite, gave the studio code out. Yeah, I don't know. So raves. Meditation, we host the Brooklyn Psychedelic Society, so we do mushroom stuff in the studio. They just had a mushroom cultivation course there. They do cacao ceremonies, meditation, singing bowls, all that stuff. Yoga, I ran out yoga mats.
Nice.
Just like whatever people need. So and then photo, big high level production.
High level production.
So we've had bigger clients come in, and then we do like 2-hour PeerSpace bookings for clients that have never touched a camera before, and they pay for lighting setup. They need tutorials. They need like never been in a studio. First time working with a client.
Wow.
So all of that stuff in one business, which is like very cool.
We gonna get into it. We can't give them all the jewels right now.
Okay.
We gonna let them ease up into how you even became the top event space owner in the city.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into that.
She was like, "Yo, look, this is my resume. Let me let y'all know that you gonna get booked. You gonna book the right spot
if you come over here. I'm telling you that.
I like it. I love it. So your small win was basically your clientele management was 10 out of 10.
That's beautiful.
And she ain't spilled coffee on herself. You like that?
No, I did earlier when we met. I did. That's where I tied my shirt up. So that happened today. Yeah.
You know what? But it looks
roll
cute.
with your punches.
It sting like a bee. You feel me?
Yeah.
Y'all know.
Roll with your punches.
What's your small win, VJ?
Damn, my small win was just waking up in a space of fulfillment and love. You feel me? It's been a beautiful thing that like this year has been come with a lot of learning curves, and a lot of things that I've had to handle and adjust to, but it feels different. I mean, at every stage of entrepreneur, there's always new curveballs
but that's
you gotta
life.
deal with.
It's just not even business or everything. It's
It's
just
just
being
life.
a person.
But like being able to step into it with such fullness and such support and such like just everything else in life feeling sturdy. It made attacking my problems and the issues a lot easier.
Right.
Because it was coming from a place of just being able to detach from it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my small win for this week.
That's so crazy that you talk about detachment, because my boy just said that he was putting me on the 4 agreements, and he was just like, take nothing personal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that's where peace truly flourishes, like literally take nothing personal. And that's something that I'm really learning in this stage of life, like take nothing personal. Small win this week, I will say, you know what I'll say? My small win this week was, today's Monday, my small win last week was I did a wedding.
We've been waiting for this one. We were waiting for it.
I did a wedding. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Shari. Shabauta. I love you, bro.
Hold on. If y'all don't know, Empress is a vegan chef.
Yes.
Like the best vegan chef I've ever had, and I eat good food. Okay, just because I'm skinny don't mean I don't eat good food.
Where the energy is tasted and the love is felt. You feel me every time. But I did my first wedding, and it was a lot of learning curves. Mm-hmm. And what I will say, me and Erica was talking about it, is just like, being able to pivot in malfunction. And I'm just like so proud of just like giving myself that. It's been a week. It's been a week. A good week. Like not like it's been a week. No, it's been a great week. And I'm doing some new business ventures and things like that, and like can't speak on it yet, but just like manifesting a new life for myself and and who I want to become. And I cut my hair off, guys. If you don't know,
Came up with a whole new look.
Yeah, and you know, just shedding energy that I no longer want, and it's still a process. So I think my small win of the week, besides the wedding, because I feel like the wedding was big, but like just giving myself grace. Like today, I was just like, oh, I got 10 things to do. I want to do nothing, and like because I'm such a overworking person that sometimes we don't understand and we don't see how much we're like high functioning chaotics, you know, like we have them highs. It's like we got you're knocking it out. And then you got 10 things on your list, but you end up doing 15 every day. You got only 10 things. You're like, no, what? Let me knock out another 5. It's like, nah, relax.
But that's also New York City. Like you kind of have to be like that, or people. You feel compelled, or you feel like you have to do that to get to a certain level, and the only people that are doing that, it's us.
Yeah.
Right,
no one's telling us to do that. Like we don't have a, I don't know, maybe like bosses or whatever, but like we have more, I think, flexibility from talking with you guys, and it's just us that's putting the pressure on us.
It's that entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm just like, but what I'm learning is everything that's meant to be is going to be. Right? So like in this season of hustle, in this season of grit, in this season of like honor yourself, give yourself grace to be like, you know what, it's going to happen, it's happening for me. Manifest your reality in your head first, because then it's not going to feel so pressured to do so many things. It's like I'm learning flow. Like I'm learning to really truly appreciate the flow of life, because it's like, yo, look, this is my life. I'm gonna rewrite the book 1,000 times, and it's still gonna be a #1 seller.
That's right.
So yeah, but that's a small win of the week. We about to get into an amazing topic: owning your own event space. She's really gifted, but like she has this event space, Matka. I heard her talking about it. Mother, womb. I'm learning Polish after this, y'all.
It's also, I learned from a client in Finnish. It means, what do you say? It's like travel. So people come in, like Eastern European background, and they're like, oh, matka. Like they recognize the language. And then I'm from Philly. Like I'm not from Europe. My business partner is. And I'm trying to explain these terms, and they're like, oh, it means this. In Russian, it's also mother.
Yeah,
so it's really cool.
In Russian,
like,
I knew it was mother.
Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't know. I don't speak Polish either. I just know like
Matka and babka.
Yeah, but it's cool. And then it's also a combination of like my business partner's name is Maciek.
Okay.
And then my name's Erica. So if you put our names together, people
I like
we
it.
didn't know that. People come in and they're like, oh, it's both of your names put together, and I'm like, I'm not that smart to like figure that out. Like I just no. But it's it's cool, and it's fun to say too.
Yeah, it is fun to say. It's nice, catchy.
Yeah.
So how did you come into this? Because you have an abundance of event spaces in the city. But how did you come into this? Like, Matka seems like this is your baby.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you come into this world, this
event space world?
So my previous profession, I talked a little bit about this. I was a fine art nude model for 10 years in the city. So what does that mean? I pose for artists, I pose for photographers, sculptors, art students, Parsons, SVA, Columbia, running all over, traveling. I'm on a glacier. I'm in Puerto Rico doing a photo workshop. That was my main hustle for 10 years. And it's all freelance. No one tells you what to do. You literally just have a website, or you have, there used to be a site called Model Mayhem. I don't know if you guys remember this. Back in 2010. But you go on there, you make a portfolio, and then there's just an entire network of photographers that you can tap into. And it's actually really unsafe to do it, because you're literally going to someone's house potentially to work with them. And now I think like post, what is it called, like Me Too?
Yeah.
This is like not good to do.
Yeah.
I used to do Craigslist. So I would find photographers and artists on Craigslist back in 2010.
Yeah.
As a college student. And then there's all of like the connotations with like erotic modeling, or you do fetish modeling, whatever.
Yeah.
There's that world out there too. So I wasn't in that world, but I was like straddling that line. Yeah. So I think for me, I always wanted my own space that I could work out of as a model, that I could feel safe.
Right.
So that was always in the back of my head. I met my business partner, Maciek, He's my ex. We dated for 7 years.
Nice.
We met on Model Mayhem, and we shot together.
Oh, wow.
Traveled together, just built,
Yeah.
very interesting creative lifestyle together. And we had this space that was his old apartment in a building in Bushwick, which I live in now.
Okay.
I just moved there like 2 weeks ago.
Full
And
circle.
it was like, we would have people come over, we'd do events there, we'd do like movie night, we would do like little networking events, photo shoots, whatever. And everyone was like, you guys need your own space. Like, you need a commercial space.
Fire.
Because this is just, it's a loft, but it's a residential building.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Wait,
noise
where
limits.
was this loft?
DeKalb and Wyckoff.
Okay, yeah, I've probably been there. That sounds like, this sounds very familiar.
So we had a bunch of different things there. We would just, make little Instagram flyers and just open it up. Like, whoever in New York City wants to come and watch weird art films, like
Yeah.
Fantastic Planet, which is like French film from the 70s with like cartoon aliens. Or like Dogtooth, like weird kind of like films that are kind of challenging, and then we would talk about it. We do art crit there, whatever. And everyone would come through and they're just like, you guys need, whatever this is, whatever you guys are doing, this energy you guys both have, make it bigger.
Okay.
And make it more professional. And we were always like, too much money. We're not business people, we're artists. He's a photographer, I was a model. I'm like, I'm not meant to be in these spaces because there's not, like, we don't have enough money, honestly, to do it.
Yeah.
He was like a taxi driver. We were like, not in that level. And one day we're just like, you know what, let's turn this loft into
The space.
space. So we found PeerSpace. There's Gigster, Splicer, all of these different things that are Airbnb-like, but for renting physical space.
Okay.
Right.
So we got onto PeerSpace. It took about 2 months to get established, and then we just started getting, little bookings.
Okay.
And they would come in. We made so many mistakes. So many mistakes. We got so, in the beginning, like really resentful because clients would come in and they're like, we need this, you don't have this, you don't have a blackout curtain, and what about the seamless, and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, what do you mean? Like
Yeah,
we're just giving you this space. Like,
Right.
what you want me to do, we're letting you in, we're giving you access, it's safe, it's clean, whatever, but like, you want all this other stuff from us. Like, we can't give you all this stuff. And then it slowly dawned on me, I'm like, this is a customer service job.
Yep.
Like, this isn't even creative at this point. This is literally, I worked as a cashier at Goodwill, I was a flight attendant, I've done service-based jobs. I'm like, all of that is here, that knowledge. I just need to translate that into
Owning the
this.
space, yep.
It's not about photography at all.
No.
It's about opening up, that line of kindness and customer service. So once I figured that out, I'm like, okay, a little bit easier. And then we started getting bigger clients. And then, so that was 2018, 2019, kind of, hustling a little bit. 2020, we're like,
Yep,
okay, this is our year. 2020, we're like,
Yeah, everybody says
production company. We're gonna do, YouTube channel. We filmed so many B-roll of like gear, and like we got a slider, and we got microphones. We're like, we're gonna do a podcast on like traveling and shooting and creating all these things. So we found a space February 2020. It was a great deal. No, it gets so much better. And we're like, we had a little bit of money. We got our LLC. Huge thing.
Yeah.
Anyone listening, get an
your
LLC. It's
we
like
promote that.
$1,200.
We promote that all the time
It
on the
seems if
show.
you have to just sell whatever, get the LLC before you do anything, before you make any moves. I listened to another podcast you guys did where they talked about the LLC.
Yeah.
And we can go into that later, but I didn't know anything about this. I was like, what, LLC?
I preach that.
I didn't know anything. And again, $1,200. I'm
Yeah.
like, that was all the savings I had in my bank account at that time.
Right.
That's money. Like, that's still a lot of money to
Yeah.
a lot of people. That's the difference between you making rent or feeding, whatever.
Yeah,
But
feeding a family,
you
things
have to
like
do
that.
that. And it's like, that barrier is really daunting for a lot of people.
Yep.
And then you have to publish a little thing in a paper,
Yep.
saying that you got the LLC. So we did that, and we were like, oh my God, $1,200. Like, this is like so much money. I was so scared. So we did that, found a space, and then we decided, we're like, okay, we're all in. We're going to open up 2 photo studios at the same time, and we're going to franchise. And this was like PeerSpace is a huge thing now. It's like ubiquitous. It's all over the world now.
Yeah.
PeerSpace was tiny.
Yeah, I remember.
PeerSpace was tiny.
So for folks that don't know what PeerSpace is,
Imagine like Airbnb or like Uber, that kind of like ride share, sharing
Right.
economy app. And it's an app on the phone. I think it's desktop too. And
Yeah,
you
I think
can
it's a
search.
website as well.
Yeah, you can search location, venue, what kind of thing you're throwing. You know, hey, my name's Christopher. I want to throw a rave in Bushwick. 50 people. Put it in.
Yo, Chris, you on her shit.
Chris, you should have just put the rave in the description, bro. Trust me.
No, and then anyway.
It works out better for you.
So you can put in, you know, whatever you need in that space, and then the spaces that are available will pop up, and you can book directly through your credit card. It's a good app.
It's
good
fire.
customer
So
service.
it's basically like your middleman for your
100%.
bookings.
100%.
Yes.
Okay.
So then, PeerSpace is great. We also do like direct bookings. We go kind of around PeerSpace, but we can
click
talk
on
about that
the
later.
website, Yeah.
So we got on PeerSpace, you know, we're doing that, and we're like, let's just, you know, we're making small moves, and we're scared. And my business partner, he said something to me, he's like, scared money don't make
Make
none.
no money. Yeah, he listens to him.
No, I wish he was here. I told him on the way here, I was like, you need to come and do this, because he's like, you know, has a completely different perspective. Also as an immigrant too, coming in, doing that. So he said that to me, and I was like, let's just do it. You know, we're all in. We're just going to make this our business. But while I'm still modeling, he's still doing photography.
Yeah.
So how
It's
was that?
it's he and I. And so we found 2 spaces. We've never signed a commercial lease before. We didn't know anything. We're like, let's just go in. We were so like, go on Craigslist. You know, we want a space in Bushwick and maybe one in Greenpoint, wherever the money is like lowest.
Yeah.
So we found one right off of Morgan L.
Oh, wow.
Near
Yep.
Roberta's Pizza.
Yep.
And that area, I lived in that neighborhood like 12 years ago. I was like, this is too fancy. Like, I'm no way we're affording this. We found an amazing space that was affordable for us, and we're like, let's do it. We found simultaneously another spot in Greenpoint that was in a beautiful arts building, gorgeous. They had just lowered the rent. So we're like, okay. And then like in the back, you know, of everyone's minds, we're like, hey, there's like this thing happening like in Europe. We're hearing there's kind of like fires going around. We had no idea what was going on. But that was kind of like over here. We're like, but like we're doing like whatever. Yeah, we can take on whatever's going on because we're going to make this business, and we're going to sign the lease, set up our first studio March 1st and then April 1st. Set up the studio, get everything done, take the photos, put it on PeerSpace, start getting bookings.
So how did like
Then March 13th happened.
You went through a lot of transitions. How did?
Oh my God! So then we get, you know, a message from, you know, our new building, and they're like, so yeah, you guys can't, like, you can't go in. And we're like, what do you mean we can't go in? And they're like, there's a stay-at-home order from, and we're like, no, we know that, but like we just signed our lease, and they're like, and so the other thing about our studio, we have plants and trees in our studio. So we basically created a jungle, and that's our whole business is like, you come in and there's like palm trees and plants that I take care of, we were taking care of. So we're like, no, we have to go in. Like, we have hundreds of dollars. We bought a $900 fucking palm tree. Like, we need to get in to water this thing. Like, you can't tell us that so we were really like combative. We're like, we need to be here. We have clients. No. Yep. So there's that building. The other building, we're moving in on April 1st. We couldn't even get a moving truck to get in.
Yeah.
But we signed a lease. So we signed for March 1st. It went 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're past April 1st. And then the building was like, okay, we have your security. It was like $6,000. It's in your lease. It's past 30 days. You're locked in. You owe us X amount of money every month. And we're like, we didn't even move in.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we'll see you. Get a lawyer. So we had to get a lawyer. It's COVID.
Yeah.
I have no work. He has no work. We have no money because we just invested all of it. We have nothing.
Ooh.
We're like, okay, well, PPP loans, all that stuff. Nope, our LLC wasn't old enough.
Yeah.
So we're like, what do we do now?
Yep.
We have this thing. It's going to be fantastic. We know. We're right there. We're right there. And every night we just sit there and we're just like, oh my God. And again, like super privileged. Like, we didn't lose anyone. No one around us was dying. But we had other issues. We had business stuff going on, which felt
Heavy
very
hitters.
important. And then we tried to talk to people about it, and they're like, oh, it's just your business. You'll just figure it out. You know, like, Erica, you land on your feet. You figure it out.
People
You know,
always say that.
oh, you're an immigrant. You figure it out. And we're like, oh my God.
None of that is helpful.
So we basically, like, it was tough. It was really, you know, and I hear this from everyone. Everyone said that. Everyone's like, 2020, like, my year.
Yep.
I have so many clients that come in. They're like, this is the first or second shoot I've had I built a production company, and now I'm finally every single client, every client. So it's not just us.
Yeah, I mean, it hit the whole world.
It's everyone. No, of course.
That's the wild part about it. Like,
but especially like for art people, small business people, people that, you know, I was in the gig economy.
Yeah, gig economy. Oh boy.
Just no savings, no family money, nothing. Just like
flowing with it.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, we're starting out again with nothing. We ended up leaving. We moved to New Mexico, and we had an assistant, one of our close buddies who was here, working at the studio. Right. So we had a thing where we'd FaceTime with him. You know, we would do give him the bookings, and then he would work, and then we managed everything remotely and didn't make a profit. Just like left. We're just paying rent.
Yeah.
So about a year went by. I ended up coming back, and we got a huge client, Etsy, booked with us.
Etsy, wow.
Etsy, like a year and a half, like COVID, we're just like, oh my God, we're just hustling. We're literally just making, you know, margins every month, and huge shoot. We're like, wow, things are kind of back now, but in a way that didn't feel solid. It was like, this is an outlier. This is never, like, Etsy, like, they must have made a mistake. Yeah. You know, we're still coming from that poverty, like the poverty mindset we call it, where we're like, no, like, we're scared. Why would we didn't get it. We weren't as confident as we were in the beginning because we lost everything. Yep. But in losing everything, we have no fear anymore. We're just like, no. I mean,
you hit now.
We're already we already hit, you know, our bottom was just not being able to like move into this building. Like,
right.
It's
in that beginning of launching that business, of launching your first 2 event spaces and going through those hardships of just like, it was like, that sounded like complete chaos.
No, it was terrible. I mean, we were, you know, and then you're like.
And then you're going through COVID, and then you're just like hustling, bustling, and then you get your first big client. How did you have to shift your entrepreneurial mind? Because now you guys are still newbies in the game.
We have all of this experience with my business partner, you know, being a producer, being a director, doing photography, and then, you know, me seeing it, maybe like running a studio, seeing it from the
so you guys went from DIY behind the scenes to now you guys
we're there.
Right. So now you got to do your logistics.
Right. And so it was a thing where, you know, we weren't physically there. We were in New Mexico. We were in the middle of the desert. We're just like hanging out, you know, we're doing all these things, and then we're just running everything remotely. So I came back, and it was like I literally flew in, and I'm like, okay, it's Etsy tomorrow. Like, I haven't even talked to more than 2 people in a year and a half. Like, how am I going to, and it's just, you just go in and you're just like, okay, what do you need? Just literally like bringing in sets, and they're building things, and here's the wardrobe stylist, and there's the thing, and you're just like thrown in, and you just have to do all these things.
Got to do it, yeah.
Yeah, it was a complete, you know, I'm like, it's not about me at all. Whatever I'm thinking or feeling or whatever, you know, we talked about this earlier, like, it's not about you. It's about making your client happy, and it's about delivering. Even you could be in the bathroom crying. You need to come out and be like, you know, I'm fine now. You know, you could be having a breakdown, like, oh, I have to do this and this and this, but you can't show that at all. So I think for me, it was just that sense of like, okay, these clients are also trusting us. They're also, none of these people have been on set for years. Yes. I have clients still that have met for the first time in person on a shoot in my studio.
Right.
I had clients, I watched everyone take their masks off collectively because, you know, still, you know, COVID protocol and everything, but a lot of people hadn't even seen each other.
Yeah.
And that was a whole thing where people were like, we haven't even met. This is the first time I'm shaking your hand because we've been doing Zoom over, oh, right, this producer got hired and this art director, they've never met. So I'm like, wow, this is like a much bigger thing. And this is about making people feel comfortable and giving them the space to do their thing, but managing around them. So that was like a huge shift for me where I'm like, it's not about me at all. It's not about me at all.
And so in that, what other tools did you like acquire on your journey so that you would say were instrumental in making you stand out from your competition?
I think for me, like I was a flight attendant very briefly for Delta, and I worked like short flights, and it was going through training where you're just like every single day you just hammered in. These are the things you do every single day. You know, you wake up, you brush your teeth, you brush your hair, you put on an outfit, and you go out. And then when you get on the plane, these are things you do. There's a list. Every single time, the same thing happens at the same time every single day. If it doesn't, there's something wrong, and everyone will notice it, and you have to kind of keep everything going. So for me, it was just creating a system, and my business partner's really good at this, just creating systems for everything. So he handles a specific part of the business, I handle all the in-person stuff, and we have to collaborate to get everything, moving really well. But it's we mentioned this earlier, getting the client into the studio.
Yes.
So the validation.
Breaking everything down and protocoling.
90% of everything is done behind the scenes, and it's literally just the 10% of me, opening the door, going downstairs, finding them because they might be lost. Maybe someone. So we also we host We Speak models, and a lot of the models there might have physical limitations to get into the studio. They might be differently abled, using wheelchairs, using So that as well, we have to be mindful of not everyone maybe is comfortable meeting a stranger.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's someone who's nervous, or maybe they're still, this is still post-COVID. So
Yeah,
people
so a
are
lot of
still
people are still,
so the first thing that they see, it has to be me, and I have to be, friendly and warm and happy all the time, like flight attendant, restaurant worker, whatever it is, server, whatever bullshit's happening behind the scenes. I just got into an argument with my business partner on the phone, and we hung up, and I'm mad, and I have to go deal with this person.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta
Every
be able
day.
to separate
Every
that
day.
every day, every time you face a client.
Totally.
And that's something I really do want to hammer in. As young moguls, as people with businesses, as anybody with a dream, in selling your dream, your clients always have a choice. We have a free market economy. To somewhat, money controls concentration of wealth and all that, but we're not talking about that. In you selling your business and you pitching, people buy from people. And you have to show up and sell your business by showing up as the best version of you. Not only for you, but as they said about never taking things personally, it's about making sure that you are serving the needs of your clientele and you're willing to go above and beyond expectations so that you can stand out, because a standout experience is a return experience. So I just wanted to make sure that is understood.
That's definitely a fact, because throughout everything, they remember how you made them feel.
That's 100. That's
so dealing with people, energy is so everything. Energy is essential. So that energy that you put out, they take that and it multiplies, and that's where the word of mouth. And this is why event spaces, it's becoming so booked and busy, because everybody's nah, her customer service is insane. The way she handles, the way she sets up, it's clean. And you're looking at all these different aspects that make up an amazing business, and then you're looking at.
Okay, now continue.
And then you're looking at. All right, and then you're looking at what else it takes for the event space to be larger than it was yesterday, right? So now you have multiple event spaces in the city.
We have 3.
Okay.
3.
They're all in Bushwick, and then I just looked at a 4th because we're shutting one that's our first space that we got that we went through all the COVID stuff with. We're closing that one and then potentially opening up a bigger one that's.
So how is this scaling because you're a team? Is it just you and your business partner, or is it
It's just us.
Okay.
It's just us. So he handles, and this was something and again, really important, you have to have the best team of people around you. That's your network. I listened to another podcast you guys didn't. Your network is your net worth. Network. So he and I worked really well together. Traveling, but we were in a partnership for years, and then we went through COVID together, and then we split up.
Yeah.
And then now we have all these clients and businesses and whatever. And there was a moment where we're not gonna. It took a while, but we're not together anymore. But we're now business. I remember the first time I said that, a client came in and she's like, "Oh, you run this space with your boyfriend?" And I said, "No. He's my business partner."
Right.
And I was like, and a little switch happened, because it was always, he does commercial photography. He's a very big, bigger commercial photographer in the art world that we're in. And I was always sort of secondary as a
model.
As a model, yeah. And it was always the photographer and the model second. Yeah. Photographer's name is first, model's name is second. So I was I really need to carve out a space for myself as I didn't even think about like female entrepreneur. I don't even think about that. I'm just like, I'm basically just a woman that's advocating for myself,
Right.
just to be seen, and also the connotation of like, you know, I'm naked on the internet. Like my clients can Google, they can see my Instagram. Like that's another thing where it's like I'm coming at adjacent to sex work.
Yeah.
You know, which I don't judge. You know, I have friends that do that, whatever. But a lot of people do not like that still.
Yeah, and
for anyone. So I'm already at a deficit, and I think for me having a business partner he's older, he has a completely different worldview than me, and we do things really differently. So he's really you know, answers emails right away. Email comes in, he's like on it, puts it in a folder. Me, I'm like, there's 100,000 unread emails in my inbox. It's messy. I'm like, come home, throw my shit. Everything is perfect with him all the time. Different sensibility, and he manages all of that stuff. So we get a receipt, he puts it in, you know, spreadsheets, finance, all of the stuff that he did for himself as a photographer, producer, or as a person. Yeah. He has translated that into our
his
business.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I had to do all that stuff, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't, like, taxes, all that stuff. I'm like, no, like you did all that stuff for me during our relationship. Like, why would I, like, I don't want to talk about money ever. Yeah. And that's also something that I'm learning where I'm like, I actually am doing myself a disservice because I'm not active in these aspects of the business.
Right.
I would push it off and be like, you're gonna do that. And then all the customer service stuff, he doesn't want to do that, so then I have to do that. Yeah. So it was like, this is your role, this is mine, and now we're able to collaborate. But that took a long time. If this was a year ago and I was doing this, I would be like, fighting, you know, it's hard. It's hard to have a business partner where you trust them and you respect them, and then you get into personal stuff. It doesn't matter. It's like our clients come first. All this stuff, all this resentment, we're not talking about anything else. We're focusing on this.
Yeah, completing that project, completing that task, and
totally. But yeah, we have a good, I think a good balance, and it's hard to do that. You don't know what you're good at until you fail at it.
Right. Yeah. And it's also about bouncing back during that stuff. And so as an event space owner, as anything dealing with events, no battle plan faces the enemy and survives in events. Just no matter what, and I hope, if anybody, you should see the look on my face, because if you're going to get into the event space, you've got to make sure that you're ready for things to not go right, okay? Things will always not go right. And so in dealing with not only just events, but the person that the event coordinator or whoever's running the event looks to in times of crisis or in times of problem, what are some things that, like, you've learned along the way through all of those mistakes and bumps?
So we've had clients that, and this is like events, but also production too, because we handle both. Like a client sometimes will book a space, and then that space will fall through at the last minute, and they're on PeerSpace, you know, in the Uber, trying to figure it out. Or we've had clients where, you know, the other PeerSpace, the host just doesn't show up. Oh. So this is another thing. Like we do about an average 75 to 100 bookings per month across our 3 spaces. I have not been late once. We have never had a client stuck, you know, maybe like their own, like, oh, I went to the wrong address, whatever. Yeah. I did that this morning coming here, but like I've never not shown up for a booking. Like whatever.
That's crazy to me.
Like, and to me, I'm like, in my personal life, I'm, you know, maybe not like that, but I'm like always.
For business though, that's different.
It's a completely different thing, and it's dealing with like last minute requests. Like the other night, Friday night, Saturday morning, 2 a.m, we got a request for 9 a.m. Saturday.
Oh, 2 a.m. for 9 a.m.
So
7 hours.
My business partner's 3 hours behind. He's in New Mexico. He called me. It's 2 a.m. in New York. I'm about to go to bed. Yeah. You know, I'm like drinking a beer, hanging out, whatever. And he's like, yeah, there's booking tomorrow at 9 a.m. Like, I just accepted it. And I'm like, cool. Okay, no problem. But you're like, okay, well, maybe I go home and I'm asleep, and then someone wants to book at 6 in the morning. There's a huge production that's coming, you know, and I can't go out and party. Yeah. I can't do that because there might be a client that's coming. It might be the biggest production we've ever had. It might be a client where I'm on set and we accommodate them or I show up early, or I let them in early, and that little thing that I did for them makes them book every single week for the next whatever. Like that potential is always there. So even if it's like a 2-hour booking and you're like, oh yeah, deny it, no. Like we've had people lose, especially during COVID, a lot of event spaces went under. A lot of wedding venues went under. People lost their deposits. This is all the stuff that's it's like it's still kind of working out of the woodwork from COVID, and it's like all of these unintended consequences of shutting everything down and stopping that world. Like clients will message and be like, I put down, we had a wedding date for this and COVID and whatever, and like we found you guys, can you handle this? And we're like the first time we got it was a wedding. We're like, you want to host a wedding in our studio? Like, why?
Right.
Like, is there nothing else like, and again, that mindset where we're like, why? Like, you want us? Like, are we even capable of this? Like, I don't know. So it's a lot of just saying yes all the time. And again, like boundaries. It's not good to say yes all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And unless you know that sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you're like, 50 person like baby shower. Great. By myself.
Until you have to deal with it yourself, and then you're like, oh wait, this is a 50-person baby shower. Okay, yeah, definitely.
So in just being like, you said something that really stood out to me. You said like in your event space you were making a name for yourself because you didn't want to just be the model.
Right, or like the girl, like the ex-girlfriend of like
So you are dealing with clientele 95% of the time, hands-on.
Yeah, I have two assistants or some rotating assistants, but I have one main assistant who will work, but mostly it's me. 90% of the
How has that changed your perspective on just the business in its whole entirety, from going from a nude model to now you're owning event spaces to now you're a business owner, like you have a big boss now, right? So you're not just Erica the model, you're not just Erica the girlfriend, you're now a woman of many different venues. How has that has it gotten tested? Has it been like, all right, we're gonna call the other guy?
Always. In the very beginning, especially for productions that knew my business partner. And again, no disrespect to him, he's my best friend, I love him. But he had contacts that would come in and they're like, this is his business. And I'm like, no, we're on the LLC, like we're 50-50 on everything like this. And everyone's like, oh yeah, even now there's like a gear rental spot in Bushwick. And they still have his name on all the stuff from 15 years ago. He would come in and rent gear and whatever, and they're like, oh, you work for him. Yeah. And I had to be like, no, like this is also me. Like my name is on the business card. It's there too. Yeah. But that would happen a lot where if it was a gear question, especially like, and again, like this is a really still male-dominated industry. Fashion, male-dominated industry. Photography, like 90%. And my whole thing is like I try to elevate like the non, typical. Like I'm lifting gear. I'm moving seamless papers. I'm physically like doing things. Like I physically work. Like I don't have my nails done because I'm working every day at this business. Like this is all mostly male dominated. And you go into a gear house and you're like, oh, I want this and this and this, and they're like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, no, I need that right now. Like you didn't do this thing for me. And as a woman, I never spoke to people like that. Too. I'm always like, oh, hey, excuse me, whatever. And now I'm like, no, you're gonna do this shit for me, and I need it done right now, and I need it done correctly. And I would never speak to people like that, but you have to.
Right.
And you have to, my boyfriend tells me this all the time. He's like, you have to demand respect from people. No one's just going to respect you. Why would they do that? Why would someone just give you respect if you don't show them that you deserve it? I'm like, well, everyone deserves respect. He's like, no, this is New York City.
I wish that's how respect worked, but you do gotta demand your respect.
Unfortunately, yeah. And so the other interesting thing for me is like, being on set, or you have to set up lights, or you're dealing with we have pro photo systems, so a lot of photographers will come in, male photographers, and I'm like, oh, do you need you need me to set up lights for you? They're like, no, we got it. I come back, I check on them, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go away, do you need anything? And they're like, yeah, I don't really know how to do this. And I come in and show them everything, and they're like, wow, you actually know, are you a photographer? I'm like, no, I just
run the space.
do it. But like, I'm gonna help, I'm kind and I'm helpful, and I genuinely want you to have the outcome that you want coming in here. Like, why would I not? But there's also this like exclusionary feeling too with spaces and event spaces, where it's like, oh, if you didn't go to art school, if you don't have this, or you're not in this gallery, it's such an exclusionary world. And my business partner and I saw this, where like, if you're not the right whatever, you will not get into those worlds. And this is all ridiculous. And I think fashion industry is terrible.
Yeah,
fashion industry is like,
right.
I remember he had a shoot for Italian magazine, and he was able to pick the model that he wanted for the shoot. They wanted a nude model, and then a fashion model. And the fashion model was going to be posing, and then the nude model was going to be mimicking her poses in the clothes, and it was like an aura, in his style of photography. And so he picked me as the model, and the producer was like, we can't work with her because she's not an agency model. Like, you don't have, who are you? And he's like, she's one of the best art models in New York City, like professional, whatever, here's a portfolio. And they're like, you're not signed by anyone. Like, we're not allowing you as a regular person on set with the model, the talent, even in the same.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and then finally I was in that, there's no other models that wanted to do this. It was like basically throwing your body around, like jumping on the ground. I had bruises all over my body, just like,
trying to get the pose
jumping
right.
and whatever. And the photos were published in a magazine, and it was like, I was not like promoted. Yeah, it was just like, you're not even here. And I was like, wow, that's really shitty. Like, I would never ever want that to happen to anyone.
Yeah.
But that's how it is, and it's like, all the fashion people that come in, I'm just like, I understand that world, I get it, I understand why it's like that, and it's just kind of up to people, I guess, to just slowly change that and be like, you're not going to have that attitude when you come in, or you're not going to like,
Yeah.
be exclusionary.
That's dope. And in that same vein, as somebody who holds a space in the New York event space and art space now, what are some things that you hope to see develop in this new era?
So I think for me it's just kind of branching out. So there's a lot of entrepreneurs that come in and they're doing like different meetings, or they're doing pop-up shops and things like that. We host a lot of people in like the psychedelic community, healers, things like that, and I love that that's developing, and I love that it's mostly it's small groups of people that are coming in, and they bring in the energy. So it's less about like the bigger brands now for me, because I'm like, that's easy.
Yeah.
The stuff that we really need to work on is building the networks and community.
Yes.
And I'm really interested in that. So one of my favorite things that happened recently, another like little small win, it was a client who came in, and she had a budget. She wanted to do an 8-hour shoot at our studio, and she's like, I don't have enough money. And we're like, okay, we'll work with you. We want you in here, whatever. So she posted like an Instagram video. She was so excited. Someone else saw it, and like 2 days later booked the space. And then one of the clients who was on that shoot ended up coming to the healing event that client booked. And they met in front of me, and I was like, oh, hey, I'm Erica. And they're like, yeah, I was here. Oh, people come in and they're like, oh, I was just here for a party.
Yeah.
And now I'm here for that's happened so many times, and I'm like, because I don't even know that. People don't tell me. They're not like, hey, hi, I was here for this thing, and then I came here for, psychedelic, like, whatever, and we talked about psychedelics and that stuff, and then I did a fashion shoot here. Like, I don't see that. People don't say that to me.
Yeah.
But when I see that happen, I'm like, this is like,
Yeah.
really cool.
That's
It's really
dope.
cool. Yeah. So just kind of building that out a little bit
just
more and getting
being a merger of the worlds.
totally, yeah, or like that connector. And I like that it's sort of like becoming a little hub for, whatever people need, and it's all word of mouth. We don't do any. I have stickers and I have business cards, no advertising, nothing. Just all literally referrals, word of mouth, like
That's
just build
Building out
build
that
everything
network.
from. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So then, what's next for you guys? What's next for your brand? What's next?
I don't know. We were talking about that today. I guess just, keeping that consistent level of hopefully getting some bigger clients, hopefully getting some bigger production clients, and just that repeat clientele. So just when someone comes in, making them feel comfortable. That's it for me. Even, I had someone ask me, they're like, "You're an entrepreneur. Like, what's the next 5 years look like?" I'm like, I'm just getting through
the first day.
I'm just getting through like today, and I'm gonna go home, and then tomorrow.
I'm gonna check my schedule.
That's it. Yeah, like it's not really. I mean, and again, like we had all of the pieces in play. We did everything right. I mean, there's no right or wrong, but we thought we did everything right, and then global pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So like,
again, no battle. As I always tell everybody on this channel, no battle plan survives contact with the enemy, and that enemy is not just a person. That enemy is the fact that there's just it's yourself. It's the fact that life happens. It's the fact that acts of God happen. It could rain, it could snow, it could thunderstorm, it could hurricane, it could earthquake. Things could go to global pandemic, and you just got to be able to roll with the punches. You got to be able to believe in yourself and your vision enough that it's worth not giving up.
Right.
You gotta
no, it's not for today.
Mm-hmm. You gotta believe. Yep. Right. You gotta believe enough to be malleable and adjust, as they said about running into opening your space with the pandemic. You can't fight with the owner about the space.
They're all about money, so they don't care. They don't care that this is your entire life savings. They don't care that it's this was your year. No one gives a fuck, especially people that have millions of dollars in buildings. You're just a number to them. They literally do not care.
Yep.
So
you gotta remember that, and also you gotta care enough to represent your building and your business in the best way. Because one of the key takeaways I hope everybody took from this is how important customer service is at every phase of the game. Like, if you want to be good at business, the customer is always right, even if the customer is dead wrong. And if you want to complain after you completed the check. Once you get the check done and they walk out and they leave you a 5-star review, then call your best friend a bitch and be like, "Oh my God, this is what the hell just happened." But until then, make sure that you always be closing, always locking in these clients, always making sure that you are serving them to the best of your ability, and really just being on your toes and being able to step up, because they will remember that, they'll recommend you, and they will repeat book every time.
Yeah. Moving into other people's booking event spaces and just how to start the event space. What advice would you give someone stepping into this field of ownership of these spaces, these venues, of just like, creating this experience? Because I believe event space is the first step into the experience of the event, any event that's getting booked for that time being. Like the aesthetic, the customer service, the energy you put in, everything plays a part. And even the behind the scenes with your other business partner, making sure that all of the books, everything is in the correct space and time and things like that in that frame. What advice would you give to the next person that's going to own a event space or is looking into this field of just like, because this is like, all right, we're going to jump into this, we're going to rock with it. Because this is still a very, it's old, but it's a very new thing coming up in the city right now.
Totally. And I think for us, like we, on PeerSpace at least, like, so we do direct bookings on our website. We get, Instagram clients, whatever, but PeerSpace has really, kind of expanded our view. And we weren't even, so they had this thing, it was called the Open Door Awards, and they were like going through and picking, we just get an email about it. We're like, oh, whatever. It's in a folder somewhere in our thing. And we just got an email and they're like, you guys were named the best event space. And we're like, what? Like, because we're production, like we're a photo studio, whatever. Yeah. And then they sent us all of the feedback that they've been getting. People email PeerSpace and they're like, Erica was really great. She helped my event. She saved me. The elevator was down in the building for a week and we had a baby shower. We had an 8-month pregnant, like baby, like she's baby's coming. And I called my boyfriend and he came over and we moved up all of their stuff, like hundreds of pounds worth of food, whatever, up 4 flights of steps while the elevator's broken, and then got her into the freight elevator, called paid the building manager to come over from Long Island to come and so she could get up and all the guests could get up in the freight elevator. Like stuff like that where I'm like, I guess my advice would just be ready for literally you're going to do everything, and it has to be completely selfless. And you can't just say that. It's not like, oh, I care about my clients. Like you literally, like I go home, client calls me at 2 a.m, like I answer the phone.
Yeah, you gotta be willing to do what you gotta do.
I had a client the other day, she comes in and she's like, got in a car accident in her Uber. And I gave her a hug. I'm like, someone had a sore throat, I got them tea. Like just literally, step one, before you even get a space, be ready to literally do
the most.
But also for the last year, we just hired a cleaner to come in. Mm-hmm. I was cleaning.
Everything by yourself. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
And then I was away. My mom came up, and she was kind of like watering the plants and everything. My mom literally cleaned up after a client party. My mom, someone puked in the toilet. My mom cleaned the toilet. Ooh. So I'm like,
your mom's a writer.
I'm like, wow, this is like, again, things like that. There's babies in this space, so there's diapers. There's like food. There's people get sick. You're dealing with people.
Get sick, yep.
You're dealing with people, so it's whatever, someone's crying, someone's having a bad day, personality types. Not everyone's nice.
Nope. And you gotta know how to deal with that. You gotta learn how to, as you said, not take things personal.
Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest, and it took me so long, it's that ego where you're like, wow, this person's really, like, they're renting my space. Also, people rent spaces not to treat you well.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, where you're providing a service. You're the waitress. You're the staff.
Yeah, you're staff.
And which I am. I'm not like above any. I'm not like, oh, I'm this. For a while I wouldn't even say anything. I would just be like, oh, I'm just a studio assistant here. And see how they treat you.
Yeah.
And then come back in and be like, oh, by the way, here's my business card. And then see how they see how that energy changes. That's number one. Number two, LLC.
Yes.
As soon as possible, protect yourself.
Protect your business, baby.
You are shading yourself from getting sued. Insurance goes through the LLC, and it just gives that other level of protection that people don't know about. That's when you can get into getting loans and things like that. Doing research on an actual building, the building that you want to be in. However you find buildings, for us it was Craigslist. Mm-hmm. Meeting with real estate agents, not getting. Don't feel pressured to sign things.
Yes.
Because, and this again, we don't know. You're talking, everything's great. They're like, oh, we have another person that wants a space. We really like you guys. Do not feel pressured into signing a 30-page, 5-year commercial lease, and you don't read the fine print.
Everything. You haven't had to let somebody look it over. It's better to pass up an opportunity than to get yourself locked up in a bad one.
But also don't have an ego where you're like, oh, I'm confident and I know, I know all that stuff, whatever.
Yeah, no.
No, like always a learning opportunity.
Yes, always.
We were locked into a 5-year lease during COVID where we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know that. Again, we were stupid. We were like so excited to just sign everything. We're like, oh yeah, it'll work out. No, you got to know everything. So it's that. It's insurance. It's figuring out if a client comes in and they want to do certain things, how much insurance do they need, location releases. It's all of these different little pieces that you have to
doing your research, your analyzation, and your development.
Totally.
And building systems, baby.
It's systems, yeah. So we have like for cleaning, we have a system where my business partner will order cleaning products, and then I go around, clean everything, make sure there's paper towels, make sure there's toilet paper. You're thinking about the client all the time. Toilet paper, feminine care products in the studio, in the thing, always. Stuff like that. Making sure everything's organized, making sure there's signs everywhere.
Yeah, I'm glad you have that, because me as somebody who's doing events, people don't even provide, they just provide you the 4 walls sometimes. Sometimes it's 3 walls and a half.
Right. But just that communication. I don't know, I think it's an emerging thing, and I think as rent goes up and things get a little bit more exclusionary, because we live in an exclusionary world where not everyone is welcome in spaces. Not everyone. It's not easy. Like even getting to meet with a real estate agent, you have to show that you can pay for the space. You need tax returns. You need all this stuff. If you don't have that,
bank statements and
all of that,
especially in New York City. Oh gosh,
totally. And it's getting worse. So I think this is definitely a thing where it's going to open up a little bit more. I think it's worthwhile. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but I think it's definitely important. I think it's definitely one. As I said, you not many people get to say that they have such an influence on the New York City artscape and the New York City event space and the New York City world in general. So kudos to you guys for doing that and for being able to stand out. And to give people such an experience to then build experiences off of. Because I know as an event curator that having a dope venue goes so much into being able to create a space. And having not only just an event space that's good, but having an event space whose managers and owners take that client experience
to the next
level helps alleviate so much of the problem. So kudos, for real.
And so this past Saturday, I worked by myself. We had 7 bookings, and then I was running a 30-person, it's like photographer mixer, and I was there by myself. So when the clients come in, that's the only client. There's no other clients. It's like a waitress. It's like this is your table. There's nothing else right now. So I know that I have to do X, Y, and Z after this client leaves, but all that matters is that one person that comes in and that experience from top to bottom, and that's it. So it's
So
that's beautiful.
You have definitely graced the hospitality game with
exemplary. Yep.
Yeah, I was like,
it was so exemplary that it got caught up.
With exemplary service, and we from making moguls to you, we just hope that we are letting you know that your next 5 years is going to be so abundant because of how you're really planting the seeds of what it looks like and how it feels to have an event space that cares not just about you but your experience. Experience is everything. Experience and energy, double E, y'all know how I feel about it, is literally everything. So the fact that you took everything from all of your previous jobs and you was able to really combine it with the foundation of what your business partner knew. And you guys are able to create this experience for the people and create multiple event spaces. We give big kudos to. That's amazing. How can the people find you? How can they book you? How can they?
How can they tap in? Because they need to tap in. These have been big gems.
For real.
So I brought some business cards off.
Oh,
I remember.
Okay.
I forgot my stickers.
Link in the description, but she's gonna say the stuff too.
So we're in Bushwick. We're right off Morgan L train.
Yes.
So you can literally get off, and it's Bogart, and then you make a left, and then we're the big glass building, and then our other building is on Johnson. So we have a website. It's motka.nyc.
Yes.
And then we have an Instagram. It's motka.nyc. And then we have PeerSpace. You can just type in. I think at this point you can just type in Motka New York City, and then it just will pop up now. I don't know how that happened. I think because we're on Google something. SEO. I don't know. It's something my business partner did, and now we're up on the Google ratings. So I don't know. It's magic. We have that, and then you can just our numbers are on our website. You can just call us. 5 a.m. if you need event space at 6:30.
Yes.
We're here.
And
But Making Moguls does not endorse calling her at 5 a.m. Please don't. Not on my dime. Okay,
No.
But
call her within business hours unless emergencies.
Yeah, what we will say is respect the experience enough to book in advance so the experience can be greater.
Yes.
Even if it's a last minute booking, she's still going to make it happen because she's magical. Respect the experience enough and respect yourself enough to say, let me plan in advance because that's so big. It's so crucial.
Big,
yo. And you know this from what you do.
Yes. So if you are not planning and booking spaces in advance, I highly recommend that you do, because
I highly recommend that you start over.
It alleviates the stress, because you're like, my space is booked. Anything after you booking a space is literally just on you. But you want to get your outside sources. You want to get that checked off.
Right.
So respect yourself enough as a business owner and elevate your brand with timing management and courtesy to create a successful event, just to scale yourself a little bit more. Totally. It teaches you professionalism on the aspect of, all right, if these are the type of bosses I deal with now, when I deal with the billionaires, this is how I need to talk to them, and I need to be prepared for the conversation 2 months in advance.
Totally.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. This was great.
This has been Monday.
It's Monday. What's good? We back. We outside, inside, making moguls, New Heat Studios, Dom Light Productions.
In the building.
You feel me?
And if you
don't know,
now you know, because
you tuned in, tapped in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and you already know. You either win with us or you watch us win.
Baby.
Shout out to our best production team in the back. Potch, what's good? You know, it's the one and only Sir
Vijano Alexander.
If you can't find him,
you ain't looking hard enough. And I'm always here with...
It's your girl, Empress, where the energy is tasted.
And the love is felt.
Every time, and we are here. Happy Monday. Making Mogul Market is coming up
at the end of the month, Sunday.
You feel me? May 28th, we outside, inside. We doing the big one. Vendors, hit us up. Performers, hit us up. Tap in. Spread the energy. You just want to come by for a vibe? Hit us up.
And when you're not here, let's go catch a flight, baby.
You feel me? Catch a flight. Book your vacation. Book the best travel agency in the city. You feel me? For all of your things outside of the country, in the country. Do what it need to do. You already know tomorrow, New Heat Studios. We got the Spittles podcast doing what it do. But you already know. Happy Monday. Making moguls. Money. Making millions. We outside, inside. Grrr. Bow, 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 bow.